Funding to do at least 5 stations, maybe 6.
Cincinnati's successful bike sharing program gearing up to roll across the river into northern Kentucky. Good evening, everyone. Right now, people in Covington meeting with Red Bike organizers about expanding the program into Kentucky.
Yeah, the 6-month-old program has been a big success in downtown Cincinnati, and the plan is to open about a dozen new stations across the river in time for Major League Baseball's All-Star Game. Local 12's Joe Webb has been following the story, and he joins us live with the latest developments. Joe.
Well, Paula, Red Bike has done a lot better than expected in those 6 months. 21,500 individual rides on these bikes, about 670 annual memberships sold, and nearly 3,000 different credit cards have been used to check these bikes out at these stations. The problem for some is that when you check out one of these bikes, you have to redock it at one of the 33 docking stations every hour. If you take the bike, you ride the bike to a restaurant in Covington, there's nowhere to do that. But that could soon change. The Red Bikes have been busy since last September's launch. You can take them anywhere as long as you dock them once an hour. With 33 Cincinnati stations, that's not a problem, unless your wanderlust takes you across the Roebling Bridge into Covington, and you don't want to ride back across the bridge in an hour.
They want to hang here for a little bit. They want to be able to dock their bike and hang in the city, and hang in Covington. And they're not able to do that right now.
But Red Bike's success, along with some private fundraising in northern Kentucky, is making that problem a short-lived one.
It looks like we're going to be able to expand into Covington this summer, into Newport and Bellevue, and we're also going to have a bunch more stations we'll be able to put into the Cincinnati area as well.
Barron is detailing the plan at Covington City Hall right now. They hope to have 5 or 6 Covington stations, among them a station at Gateway's campus across from the Kenton County Library, Mainstrasse Village, near Covington Landing, and at 3rd and Greenup. Bookstore owner Richard Hunt says they recently measured the space outside his shop.
We're very excited about that. We think that the Red Bike will energize the area, make it a lot more open to tourists. We'll also allow people who maybe live here and work across the river an easy way to commute without parking, carbon footprint, all the other problems.
Each station costs about $50,000. Donors have kicked in all but $25,000 in Covington. It looks like a go. Somebody comes to visit Cincinnati this summer for the All-Star Game. Are they going to be able to grab a Red Bike in Covington and ride it into downtown Cincinnati?
That's the goal.
Will you use it?
Yes. Yes, even though I'm not a bike rider, I will use it, yes.
Now, Newport City Manager Tom Fromey says they have raised enough money for 3 or 4 Red Bike stations in Newport. 2 of them would be located at Newport on the levee. A 3rd station would be in a city parking lot near 7th and Monmouth. If they were to build a 4th one, it would be around 6th and Washington. So, Paula, it's growing. That meeting's going on in Covington right now. We should know more later tonight.
Yeah, and you know, Joe, it's interesting because you talk about the last 6 months. Those in our climate aren't the best 6 months, and if that's been popular, wow, the next 6's got to be really good.
Oh, yeah, and they really anticipate that it's going to be really kicking off this spring and summer. They said they've already seen an uptick in memberships in just the last couple of weeks. And you know how rotten the weather was in February, so I can't imagine anybody riding one of these bikes in January or February. So yeah, those numbers are pretty good.
All right, thank you, Joe. And Red Bike has added 3 stations since last fall. The next phase of expansion in Cincinnati will include a station near Cincinnati State and a station in Northside.